Hello, and in this part 1 IELTS speaking video, we're going to look at the topic of talents. These are the kinds of questions the IELTS examiner might ask you for this topic. We'll go through some model answers, looking at the language, and then at the end of the video, there will be a quiz which will help you to remember the words and phrases. Let's take a look. Particularly. You need lots of words in IELTS speaking and in IELTS writing that mean very, because very is a very basic word and will get you IELTS 5. Particularly, especially, these are much better than very. Gifted. If you are gifted, you are talented. So it's important not to repeat words from the question. So a talent, talented is the adjective, and gifted is another adjective. I'm pretty good at. To be good at doing something, I'm pretty good at, I'm quite good at doing something. My speciality. Your speciality is something that you're very good at cooking. So if there is one dish that you cook really well, you can say it is your speciality. On a regular basis, you often need to say how often you do something. On a regular basis means regularly. Remember, we can also say on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis, on an annual basis. All of these are good phrases and can be used in writing. Do you have a talent or something you are good at? Oh, I've never thought of myself as particularly talented or gifted, but I'm pretty good at cooking. Cakes are my speciality, and I make them on a regular basis. I've been cooking. Remember to use the present perfect continuous, so an action started in the past and continues in the present. I still cook, so we can say I've been cooking. Since I was a toddler. A toddler is a child of 2 or 3. It's usually a child that's recently started walking, and from 2 to 3 years old, we call them a toddler. I used to cook. Remember to use used to. Many IELTS candidates know used to and think, oh yeah, that's easy, I'll do that, but forget to use it during the IELTS speaking test. I used to cook. When she was looking after me. So you can see in 2 sentences, we've got I've been cooking, I used to cook when she was looking after me. The IELTS examiner will be really impressed with this level of grammar. Was it mastered recently or when you were young? To master something means to become very good at something. And I say in the answer, I've mastered the art of cake decorating because we class cake decorating as an art. I've mastered the art, I've got very good at it. Was it mastered recently or when you were young? I've been cooking since I was a toddler. I used to cook with my grandma when she was looking after me. I've mastered the art of cake decorating more recently though. I did an online course during lockdown. Current. We often talk about current jobs, your current job, the one you do at the moment. Current. To open a cafe, we say to open a cafe, to open a shop, to open a business, and it means to start it. A cake decorating business is when you decorate cakes for birthdays, weddings, etc. So you bake the cakes and then you decorate them to make them look good and pretty. A skill is another word for a talent. A skill. Certainly. A great way of saying definitely, absolutely, unquestionably. So you're really saying this is very, very true. Certainly. To come in handy, a useful idiomatic expression, and it means it will be useful. I have a skill that would certainly come in handy. I have a skill that will be useful. To come in handy. Do you think your talent is useful for work? Not for my current job, but if I ever wanted to open a cafe or a cake decorating business, then I have a skill that would certainly come in handy. In terms of, so when you're going into details about something and I'm saying in terms of cake decorating, so do they have this talent? Is capable of. To be capable of doing something means able to do something. Is capable of doing. Is able to do. Pretty amazing. Really good. Foodies. A foodie is a person who loves food, who loves eating and really enjoys their food. Does anyone in your family have the same talent? In terms of cake decorating, then no, none of my family is capable of doing this. They're all pretty amazing cooks though. We're all foodies and love cooking. Let's do the quiz now and see what you can remember. How do we say to be useful? This skill will come in handy. Come in handy. How do we say a child of 2 or 3? A toddler. A toddler. A teenager and a youth are usually over 13 years old. A youngster can describe anybody who's kind of under 13 years old. How do we say people who love food? Foodies. Foodies. What is another way of saying talented? Gifted. Gifted. And what do we call a strength? Something you're good at cooking. It's your speciality. Speciality. How do we say really good? I talked about my family being pretty amazing cooks. Pretty amazing. How can we say regularly? On a regular basis. On a regular basis. How can we say the job I do now? My current job. My current job. How can we say none of my family can do this? None of my family is capable of doing this. Capable. Able to do this. And finally, how can you say, I started doing this in the past and it continues in the present? I've been doing it since I was a toddler, for example.